your hands. Feel like the dance, would you clap your hands? Hey, lo la la lo, la 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 lo, la la la. If you like that song, would you sing along? If you like that song, would you sing along? What is up, cinephiles? Don't worry, I won't be singing throughout this video. I'm here to talk about Netflix's latest animated musical from Sony, Vivo. Directed by Kirk DeMicco, who's the director of the Croods movies. And in this film, we have a singer-musician kinkajou named Vivo. Now, what is a kinkajou? A kinkajou seems to be like a breed of raccoon and a monkey, but in the movie it looks more like of a cute monkey, and he's on a mission to fulfill his singing partner's dying wish, which is to deliver this music shit to his unrequited love. And along the way, he will team up with this boisterous, energetic, and hyperactive girl named Gabby. As they try to achieve their goal, they will bond over some good music. Now, before I continue with this review, guys, quick reminder, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet for weekly reviews of movies and TV shows. And while you're at it, give this video a like because it really helps the channel. Now, let's talk about Lin Manuel Miranda because he starred in this movie, he headlined, and he also composed the songs for this movie. And wow, this guy is amazing because I was just looking at his Wikipedia page prior to this review, and wow, his 2021 is stacked. Almost every studio wants a piece of him. He's like a hot commodity. Honestly, I want to be like this guy when I grow up because he's a singer, he's a playwright, he's an actor, he's a composer, and he's also becoming a director because this year, his directorial debut named Tick Tick Boom will later come out this year. He also has this second collaboration with Disney with Encanto, the first one being Moana, which he earned an Oscar nomination. In the Heights, I'm sure even if I haven't seen that movie yet, that movie will definitely earn an Oscar nomination for him. And what else? He also executive produced this documentary, Rita Moreno, a Puerto Rican icon, and this one, Vivo. So I'm just amazed that this guy, he can maintain his trademark in all of his projects. And so far, everything that I've seen came out from him are all good, above average at least. And his talents and skills can be repackaged depending on what the studio needs. It could be a Broadway production and he delivers, an animation in this case, and it also delivers. I mean, this guy is amazing. Now, let's talk about the music because this is the highlight of the movie. Now, it is a mix of a traditional and modern sound. We have here that classical music from Cuba and then mixed with some Gen Z modern EDM beats with some autotune. I know this sounds like two conflicting music choices, but along the movie it really works well. And not to mention, of course, the culture and the Latin heritage that the director here really strive to carry wherever Vivo goes, because Vivo will be out on an adventure here. It feels like a boiling pot of different influences, different people, different styles, different music choices. We have here an R&B music, we have here pop, then we have here Broadway songs, and the lyrics here, they all carry the sentiment of the characters. They all help to push the story forward. The rap part here, I think it works best on animation than in Broadway. I'm not saying that Hamilton is bad or anything. It's excellent, of course, but in here it looks more natural, and Lin Manuel Miranda is born to play a kinkajou. His expressive voice really suits well to the character. He makes a good impression in the first few minutes, and he also strikes a good dynamic here with the lead girl played by Ynairaly, Simo. I haven't seen this girl, so this is her debut performance, and it is a breakout performance. Not to mention that this girl, even though she's all 1000% when it comes to her energy, it doesn't come out as annoying. She's confident and aspirational character for young kids to look up to. Especially this girl is being told almost by everyone in this movie to conform, and thankfully she doesn't listen. She has her own anthem here, which is My Own Drum. That is a catchy song that a lot of kids will definitely enjoy. Her anthem here resonates to a lot of kids who identify themselves as a misfit. And now to the animation. This movie deserves to have a big screen treatment. I mean, I'm glad that I get to see it on Netflix, but just because this movie has 4 locations, I think, in its brisk runtime. Unlike most animated films, these are all real places, and you can see that the director here and the animators have really given a lot of thought and detail to replicate these places. So the movie started first in Cuba, and we have this old-fashioned architecture, that faded beauty with all those rosy sunsets. Then it jumps to Florida, then it jumps to Everglades, and then to the bright city of Miami at night. So it pops, and there's also a 2D animation here along the way, which is really well placed and well utilized because it's some sort of a dreamlike sequence, romantically jazzy part of the movie. This movie plays by a Pixar playbook just because I was reminded by a lot of films by the studio. So we have here Coco and Up in the first act because there's just theme of grief and death here, which is handled really nice for, you know, kids to get a good deal of what are the sad realities of life, but it does not wallow to sadness. Along the way, I was reminded of Finding Nemo just because we have that talking animal adventure. We have here a Python character voiced by Michael Rooker. So there are some characters introduced along the way to increase the stakes. And yeah, the second part kinda lags or is the weakest part for me because you're not entirely sure if these characters needed to be really there. Just like that Python character or that minor villains in the form of this trio of Girl Scouts. There's a pair of spoonbills here voiced by Brian Tyree Henry and Nicole Byer to add some comic relief and other styles of music throughout the film. So even if some of the plot beats are starting to become familiar, it still come out as earnest because the intentions are still there and it's still heartfelt, the evolution of the friendship of Vivo and Gabby. And of course, there's still a valuable lesson here like being yourself and finishing what you started. When it comes to the watchability, you know, you want this movie to become something that both adults and kids can enjoy. Now for the kids, this is just 96 minutes, so their attention will be hooked, especially if the kids are musically inclined, and it does not also alienate the adults here. Now, is this the most memorable when it comes to story? Not really, but I can guarantee you that you're gonna have at least a good time in here. For the other voice cast, we have Juan de Marcos Gonzalez. He's only here for the short amount of time, but he charms with his role. And of course, Gloria Estefan, she appears on the final act of this movie. She has this lovely voice and it just works as a cherry on top. So overall, Vivo is a worthy viewing because of its catchy tunes, dazzling visuals, and a heartfelt story. Is it the best animated feature of the year so far? Not really. I would still give it to Mitchell and the Machines as the defending champion, the champion to beat. But in terms of the best animated musical, this is the one to beat. So I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 stars. So that's it for my review of Vivo. How about you guys? Have you seen this movie? Let me know what you think in the comment sections down below. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video, give this a like and subscribe to us for weekly content. Thank you so much guys for watching. Until then, I'll see you all on the next one.